Red Edition, hey, I got news for you from the right. I got a right perspective. The left wing whacks, that's the mainstream press. They have an agenda, as I've so often said, and so do we. Our agenda is to make it right, connect all the dots, and that would give you the true story. Common sense, here it comes. Politicians, they like minimum wages, but politicians aren't on minimum wage. They get paid excessive, obscene amounts of money and large pensions afterwards and so on. But I got a great idea. Hey, I know how to fix this. Put them on minimum wage and see how fast things change. Things would change pretty quickly. Hey, here's a man that was mugged in Houston, Texas, and he didn't believe in guns. He thought, a lot of people have guns. I get it. I get the part about the freedom of the Second Amendment and so on, but I just don't want one. He was mugged, though, and he was hurt, and he was shot at, and he wasn't very happy. So he went out and he learned how to shoot a gun, and 3 weeks later, he was attacked by 3 men, and they had guns, and he took his new gun out of his place where it was concealed, and he started to fire, and he saved his life, it was reported, and he injured 2 of the assailants. And a neighbor who was also against guns, like he used to be, this guy that was mugged, he said this: I wish all guns would go away, but that's just not gonna happen. Let's be realistic. So I'm glad that my friend had a gun from the bad guys and was able to protect himself. That's what he said here. Kind of makes a lot of sense. Give that some thought, will you? Gun-shaped memory sticks. Have you seen them? They're on our website at rightedition.com. If you go there, there's a little button for our store, bigshotstore.net, or you can go there. You can drive there all by yourself with that domain name. But in any event, I'm digressing. But the little memory stick guns are kind of cute. They're big sellers. You all should have one. But I had one the other day in an airport. I was in Calgary, Canada, and they said, we're going to take this away from you. And I said, you know what? This happens a fair amount at airports, and I always argued, I'm just getting tired of it. You can have it, but show me. Give me something. Give me something in writing so I can see that you're allowed to do this. It's a little wee memory stick. Get over it. And they went scrounging around, and about 20 minutes later, they came back and said, you can keep it. I said, why? No paperwork. What's up with you people? All of you little Hitler types. Oh, well, just saying. New York Times just announced this. They sold the Boston Globe. They bought it in 1993 for $1.1 billion, and they just sold it for $70 million. 70. And they get to keep the $100 million worth of pension liability. So basically, they gave it away plus $30 million, plus the $1.1 billion that they paid for it. The circulation of the Boston Globe is down to 230,000 from a peak of 413. Lots of different numbers. The biggest thing to think about here or remember is they lost $1 billion when they bought into a business that was failing. I mean, the classified network and newspapers used to make all the money for them, upwards to 80% of the revenues, and today it just doesn't make any. Pick up any newspaper, there's nothing in classified anymore. It's all online. You got to kind of be like the Indians used to be. When you're hunting buffalo, if the buffalo go north, you should maybe go north too. Don't sit around waiting for buffalo and that's to come back. And that's what a lot of newspaper people are doing. The times have changed. A lot of preamble there, a lot of verbiage. Hey, here's a man in British Columbia, Canada, that a judge said, you are evil. You've caused horror and pain on the lives of several families. You forced children that attended your wife's daycare center to perform sexual acts, and I'm going to give you a prison term. And he did. He got 4 years. What's wrong with that picture? He'll be out probably in 2. He should be hung from the highest tree. Here's a man who was born in Afghanistan. He moved from there to Pakistan, immigrated to Canada back in 1994. He's a pervert. He's a bad guy. His wife has a daycare center, and it's like having a smorg, I guess, when you're a sicko. And this guy's been molesting young children. Boy, it upsets me so much, it's hard to even report on stuff like that. New Hampshire, off my little rage here, although New Hampshire, there's a kind of a gun state. I have a concealed permit in New Hampshire. That should send that bad guy to New Hampshire. In any event, the people there are saying, hey, Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey, you're starting to say things about guns and gun control that we don't like. And we're important in your life. If you ever decide you want to be president of America and you come here for a primary, guess what? We're going to be against you. Don't be signing any dumb gun bills. And they're making this message loud and clear. If you support any horrible gun bills, all gun bills are horrible. We're going to do everything we possibly can to get all of our voters not to vote for you. Wake up then. That'd be a good idea. The NRA recently has opened up a museum. They have an online museum on their website, nra.org. It's just incredible. I've spent hours looking at it. It's just kind of cool. And CSSA in Canada, there's talk about them getting one of those one day, and I hope they do. In any event, this new museum, this isn't the online one. This is a real one. They have 1,000 firearms, including those used by John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Napoleon, and a whole bunch of other kind of cool people. Admission is free, and the museum is 7,500 square feet, and it's inside a Bass Pro Shop outlet, outdoor retail store in Springfield, Missouri. Hey, get a man on that if you ever want to have a good holiday. Go there. Here's what an old guy did. He phoned into the newspaper office, and he said, "Where's my Sunday paper?" In fact, talking about newspapers, some people, old people, still get papers. In any event, he was very irritated. "My paper didn't come, my Sunday paper." Finally, a cool voice at the other end of the phone said, "Hey, it's Saturday." Long pause. "So that's why no one is in church this morning." Y'all come back tomorrow. We're going to have more for you from the right. See ya.